Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and welcome to episode 10 of the Wireless Weekly Recap. We got lots to cover, so let's get started. So, what you see here is the new updated national average speeds across the nation provided by Ookla, and T-Mobile is still number one at the download speed of 25.6 and upload speeds of 12.2. Now, a very close second is Verizon at 24.8 on the download and 8.8 on the upload. And then surprisingly, a very close third is AT&T at 24.3 on the download and 7.6 on the upload. Now, AT&T has caught up tremendously. If you guys remember, I had posted a video of the last national results. AT&T was far below, but they have stepped it up with adding lots more spectrum, and not necessarily adding lots more, but adding more, having more towers with that spectrum on it. So pretty much in every city now you go to, on every single tower, you'll see band 30, band 2, band 4, all the spectrum assets that they have, and they're putting it to use. Now, once AT&T densifies, I see them being a big threat to Verizon and T-Mobile in the speed department. So I see them having huge potential in the future, and they are adding small cells, and they are adding tower sites. Slowly but surely, it's coming along, and this year and into next year, they are going to ramp it up. So I'm looking forward for big things from AT&T. Next in fourth is Sprint. Sprint is also itching closer to that 20, crossing that threshold of the 20 megabits. But right now they're still at 17.4 on the download and 5.0, well, just 5 on the upload. So Sprint is, fourth, clear fourth. Definitely lots of improvements that still need to be made at Sprint, but they are getting better. And as you can see, they're getting closer to that 20 megabit mark on the national average. And I think by towards the end of this year into next year, they can get closer to the other three carriers. So just wanted to report that to you guys. Next, this is very interesting. Now, I've done some digging. So it looks like Intel is also preparing a chipset that will take advantage of gigabit speeds. This is more directed towards iPhones. They use Intel. Now, I know on this last iPhone, Verizon chose to go with Qualcomm chipsets. Well, I don't know necessarily if Verizon chose it, but Verizon and Sprint got the Qualcomm models, and AT&T and T-Mobile got the Intel modems. So I don't know quite why all the carriers didn't get Qualcomm, but I guess they split it up between the two. What the real reason is, I don't know. But I did find out that they are producing a chipset from Intel that is gigabit ready. I just don't know when it will actually be implemented in the phones. A lot of people say that usually Intel takes about a year. So it looks like the next generation iPhone, not this iPhone, but the next iPhone will get this chipset. But the thing is, will it be on all the iPhones? As you've seen with the iPhone 7, there was a split, Qualcomm with Sprint and Verizon, Intel with T-Mobile, AT&T. If this is implemented, I hope that all the iPhones get Intel or all the iPhones stick with Qualcomm. So this is definitely really good, but if it's not implemented in this iPhone, I think the iPhone will be far behind the competition on gigabit speeds. I see the new LG, whatever they're going to call it, V30 to have the gigabit chip. I see the Google Pixel 2 having the gigabit chip. And then all the phones that usually come out around Q1, Q2, early on in the year as of next year, such as the S9, of course, all those phones will have the gigabit chips as well. So Apple, you need to step your game up on the technology department. So definitely, this is really good though. Next. All right, so we have some 3G speed tests out of Elgin, Illinois from Sprint. Definitely good to see that 3G is doing well. Now, as we go further along into 18, 19, 2020, 3G is going to be obsolete, CDMA altogether. So if you're still seeing 3G, those areas soon will be LTE, and 3G will start slowly going away. But definitely good to see. And then also we have a LTE speed test out of Elgin, Illinois. 14 on the download, 8 on the upload. Now I know Illinois for Sprint, especially Chicago, is a really strong market. I've been reported that the network is really good out there, so that's really good to see from Sprint. Next, we have some speed tests out of Inglewood, Ohio, on T-Mobile. 2 bars, 112 on the download and 26 on the upload. I think that's really good, especially since it's just 2 bars. And like you guys have been seeing on my speed tests with the Galaxy S8, that phone, it's almost like you're bringing more capacity to the network. I mean, that phone, on the network perspective, it performs very well. It's definitely good to see. Next, we have some speed tests. Give me 1 second. Well, I guess the person didn't include where these are from, but we have some more speed testing from T-Mobile. And as you can see, very solid speeds, except these two right here at 1 and 1.29. But other than that, the 16, 15, 14, 13, really good speeds. Now the ping times, especially this top one, is a bit high. But other than that, very solid. Next, we have some speed testing out of Boston. I think it was New Hampshire. Definitely good to see. T-Mobile did finish first there. So, and it shows, as you can see, download 53, upload 15, very low ping. I'm glad to see T-Mobile performing well. It puts more pressure on the big two to drop their pricing or offer better features. So appreciate you guys sending these in. And this is another one also out of New Hampshire. This is about an hour after this last one that you just saw. 72 on the download, 17 on the upload. Ping is still low. Lots of work done by T-Mobile, so definitely good to see. Next, we have some speed testing out of Chicago and Verizon. This is on an iPhone 6. As you can see, 37 on the download. The upload is even a bit faster at 42, and the ping is 31. So very great that Verizon is starting to step up the speed department. Now I know Verizon leads in coverage, and they also have the most reliable network, but their speeds have been dropping off. As I told you guys on my S8, there's virtually no difference between T-Mobile and them here in El Paso, but in most cases, T-Mobile is faster, almost double. So, I can't wait for them to add additional spectrum on Verizon and these other technologies as well. So, but this is definitely good to see, and this is on an iPhone 6. So great to see. Next, we have a speed test, also out of Massachusetts. So very good to see. This is also on T-Mobile. T-Mobile 35 on the download, 25 on the upload. So really good speeds. And once again, the ping is low. So T-Mobile is, when they say we won't stop, they are really putting the pedal to the metal, and they're just going all out on the network, and it's starting to show. All right, so next we have a speed test also on T-Mobile out of California. And I do know that a lot of people are complaining about coverage issues in California from T-Mobile, but they are getting better, and with them gaining this low spectrum, the 600 megahertz, they're going to get a lot better in the future. So just hold tight. But definitely, these pings are very low at 20 milliseconds. You can load anything really quick. Download 28, and the upload is 4. Upload could be better, but you're still going to be able to upload mostly anything that you're doing. So definitely good to see. Now this one also didn't leave a location, but it is definitely, I believe this is on band 30, if I'm not mistaken, on AT&T, 2 bars, download 31, upload 2. And yeah, so it is on band 30 with AT&T. Now AT&T's band 30 is similar to Sprint's band 41. So as you can see, 2 bars. If you remember the speed testing that I was doing on AT&T, when I got band 30, I dropped down to one between 1 and 2 bars. So densification is very important on the high band spectrum. And as we go into 5G, like these other carriers like Verizon, AT&T, talking about 29 to 39 gigahertz. I mean, the densification that they have to do is unimaginable for a user, a consumer in a real world scenario to be able to use that spectrum. I mean, you got to have a tower every 300 to 400 feet to be able to maintain a decent set of bars. If you, on a 2300 megahertz spectrum, you drop down to 2 bars right away. Can you imagine with higher spectrum? You're going to have to put a tower every 300 to 400 feet. And that's what's going to raise the consumer pricing eventually, when the carriers have to fork out more and more billions to add this additional, either whether it be towers or mini macros or small cells. It's going to cost more, and the consumer in the end will have to pay for it. So, but this is definitely good to see. Now we have some speed testing out of Orlando on T-Mobile. I heard from a lot of sources and reports, T-Mobile is very, very strong in Orlando. And as you can see, download 56, upload 34, and the ping is 18. T-Mobile's pings, from what I've seen, are getting lower and lower, so stuff just loads faster. So really good to see. Next, we have another one out of out of Orlando. As you can see, 172, that's what I pulled last night. 31 on the upload, 31 on the ping. T-Mobile is definitely bringing a lot of pressure to Verizon and AT&T. I mean, a few years ago, T-Mobile, those kind of speeds were unheard of when they first got into the LTE game. I remember being with T-Mobile in 2013, 2014, when HSPA Plus was a big thing for them. We had LTE here, but it wasn't widely spread yet. I was still mostly connected to HSPA Plus, and I was happy when I got 10 megabits or 12. Now we're doing 172 on a download. That's just insane. So I definitely appreciate all you guys sending in these speed tests. It is much appreciated. In another video, probably tomorrow, so I have some feedback on my buddy. He's doing a cross-country trip, and he's reporting some really good coverage improvements from T-Mobile, so I will report those. T-Mobile is just getting better all around, and it's starting to show, and they keep growing and growing and growing, so that's good to see. So I definitely appreciate all you guys. So definitely give these videos a thumbs up. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going. Like, share, subscribe. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.